Hey Trey, I've I've loved a lot of your videos on YouTube. Love the impersonations of restaurants and months and holidays and social media platforms. Hope I'll continue to do so in the future. I admit I don't really love your podcast, but I sample it. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes there's a sketch at the beginning of the episode. And recently I watched an old episode that had an interview with author Annie F. Downs. I hadn't heard of her, but it struck me as an unusual thing for your podcast to do, so I gave it a listen, and part of it really surprised me.
Book is called What Sounds Fun to You, because the hope is we start teaching kids that on a playground there can be 5 different kids doing 5 different things and they're all fun. Because I think a lot of times what happens is, and when I talk to adults about fun, Trey, they'll and I'll say, what sounds fun to you? And they will say, well, this may not be fun to you, or like, this is kind of embarrassing, ... because we have decided this is cool to be fun and this is not cool.
Right.
And so my hope is I can go back and catch kids when they're little and go like, hey, that's all fun, so that they never get shame attached. I would like to spend my life fighting shame in other people. And so and so that's what I'm hoping to do with the kids book is go like, hey, if you love to read on the playground, that's cool. If you want to play soccer, that's cool. If you want to slide, that's cool. So
that's
I like
that.
Hope.
Okay, so
it's fun.
That's great.
Your response pulled me up short because, well, I'd started to peg you as the kind of guy who would make people feel bad for what they enjoy doing. Now, don't get me wrong, I think you have a lot of admirable qualities. Like, you're doing something you love, and you clearly have a lot of fun, and you help other people have fun, including with the videos that I'm about to criticize. You've made a name for yourself. You have a career. And just because you make fun of everybody, I don't think it necessarily means you're mean or hateful. Take your videos about Maddox the middle schooler.
Oh my gosh, what is that?
What? It's an acorn. Some kid taught me at school.
What? Well, don't do it again.
Why? It's fun.
I will pull this over.
What?
Stop. Coaster.
What? I'll be right back. It's fine.
Coaster. Now.
Oh my, what?
Now. Really? You must like it.
You made me do that!
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I did.
You're grounded.
What? What? Oh.
Maddox is the best. Watching him, you can sympathize with the parents, how annoying it would be to have a kid like that in the house. But you can also kind of sympathize with Maddox, having the parents like that up in his grill when he just wants to be left alone. And when you do videos about bickering couples, a lot of the time you'll have both parties get in some good barbs against each other.
We're not conforming to gender norms. We are a team. We will do it. Hey, did you see the Bills? Yes. I mean, I can't believe the Chiefs beat but the Bills, they have a bright future. No, hey, the utility Bills, idiot. Oh, no. What? Spider! Nope, that's all you, babe. Yeah, I'd grab a big brew. Looks like it has babies on his back.
Oh my, are you serious? Are you serious right now?
I'm cooking tonight, so I'm making ginger rolls.
I get the impression you have a real affection for the people you mock. Maybe that's just an illusion, but it's an illusion that served your videos well. And I didn't really get it with these videos.
Wingardium Leviosa! I love children's books!
Time to get the old Nimbus fired up. Broom! Broom!
Yeah, I'm what they call a Potterhead. No, not a pothead. They're way different. Well, like them, I do live in my mom's basement. Aren't doing the books any favors. And the books aren't doing my maturity any favors. I am on a 6th grade reading. What's my favorite Disney character? Peter Pan. He's my role model, because I also never want to grow up. I'm tired of people judging us Disney adults. They're like, grow up, it's for children. I'm plenty mature, let me assure you. Now, if you excuse me, I would be late for my pediatrician physical.
Now, I'm not into Harry Potter, I have friends that I respect who are. They don't talk about it with me much because they know I'm not interested, which in itself should tell you something. I'm kind of a Disney adult, but not. Like, there's a lot of old Disney movies that I love, but I haven't actually seen any movies they released in this year or the last year yet. Don't know if I will. And I'm really never been attracted to Disney parks. But there are a lot of children's stories that I love. And the idea behind your video seems to be that you despise adults like that. Which is your privilege. I get it if you had a roommate or whoever like this who is really annoying. Like, I see how that would be good inspiration for comedy and how you could enjoy roasting them. It's your privilege, and if I had a big problem with making videos making fun of people like that, I wouldn't have clicked on them in the first place. But there are classier ways of doing it than these jokes.
Anybody else not know how to pronounce Hermione till like way later? Anyone else not know what to do on their wedding night? Potterheads, is there anything better than curling up with one of these books, right? On a nice, beautiful, sunny Saturday. Everyone else is out hanging out, having brunch. You didn't get invited? Who cares? These are my friends. Bambi's mom dies. I could not be as strong as Bambi. Because if my mom died, there goes my friend group. Book 4 is really when the story picks up. Yeah, so you just gotta power through about 2,000 pages of magical kitty stories, and then you'll be hooked. I love the wonderful world of Disney, but I am vastly underprepared for the actual world of Earth. Proposing at Disney World, honeymoon, Disneyland. I'm familiar with the park, not familiar with hers. Into the unknown! Into the unknown!
I really thought society had moved beyond this kind of snobby nerd shaming. Look, say what you will about me, but I listen to podcasts where adults get excited about children's books and children's movies. You're not obliged to listen to those any more than I'm obliged to listen to your podcast. But I know that those adults have spouses and kids. They support them with jobs. They have hobbies and friends and interests outside the subjects of their podcasts. And those podcasters come across as way more mature and well-adjusted than you do on your podcast, where a lot of the time you're just belittling strangers on the internet whom you've never met because they're...
What you mean is, not like you.
These fanboys may seem pathetic to you, but from their perspective, you're the one who's pitiable because you'll never know the joy of geeky, nerdy fandom. Though, I think, in your ironic way, you are kind of a fan of Hallmark movies. You can't fool me.
You again? Are you just everywhere in this small little sleepy little town? Am I at the bakery that I own? You're learning I have a sweet side to me. Grandma's recipe. Well, I'm gluten-free, but this is the part of the movie where I'm starting to be interested in you. I did the 5K! Not bad for a city girl. I made you this. Oh, but I'm gluten-free.
That thing was way too lovingly made. You feel like you laugh at how these fans aren't aware of how they look to people outside the fan group. But have you ever considered how you come across to people outside your fan base? Like, so much of your internet persona and possibly some of your real life persona is about criticizing social media trends you don't like and just roasting everyone. It's about time someone roasted you. Hey, I'm Trey Kennedy. I like really boring generic baby names. What's with people getting attached to animals they've owned for years and years? Ugh, It's so much cooler to get some fake plastic tree and put in your house for Christmas instead of getting a different tree, a real live tree. Tree, I'm not man enough to handle pine needles. Okay, I'm bad at doing voices and roasting people. It's your thing. It's true, there are a lot of dumb kids' movies and kids' books out there. But, there are also a lot of dumb adult movies and adult books. Anyway. But there's some children's books and movies where the makers put a lot of talent and effort into them. Just as much as you put into your output. Probably more in some cases. That's why the works are so meaningful to these adults and why they bring them so much joy. And why do I get the idea you wish to take away that joy from them? I'd really like to know what you think it is that these fanboys would be doing with their lives if they weren't being nerdy about the things they are being nerdy about. What pieces of entertainment should they be enjoying if they want to do less and grow up? One of my favorite shows of all time is Monk. I consider that for adults. But I've read that the makers knew that people like to watch with their family, so they only went so far with any sex and violence. Does that mean Monk doesn't count? I can't be a man if I like it? Should we just not get nerdy about anything? Should we not? I don't remember you ever talking about loving anything. Well, I know you love your wife. Of course, we don't know how long that's going to last. That was another roast. I really think you make a great couple. Look, you get Midwestern culture, at least on some level, and that's what's made your videos about it so popular. I understand at this point, you're probably running out of ideas. But, if you want to do a video about bookworms, like me, I got a tip. Do a scene where a character goes into a library and they take a book from the shelves and they do this. Paper and ink. People will tell you it's accurate. You don't get fandom culture in the same way. And that's okay. You don't need to. It's just, if you keep making videos about it, they're not going to be as good. Of course, that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people liked your Harry Potter and Disney videos. Of course, a lot of people laugh. A lot of school children laugh at the insults of the school bully. Just want to keep that in mind. And you probably think I'm some insecure little snowflake, and maybe you're right. I kind of sound that way to myself, honestly. But I'd really respect it if you or anyone who comments could explain how what I've said anywhere is wrong. On a lighter note, the irony of the whole Disney thing is that before you were born, Disney actually did a movie that had an example of your shtick in it.
Oh, that's Bonnet! Isn't it just too adorable? Don't you just love Shower?
Darling, I've never seen you look more beautiful.
Isn't she absolutely radiant?
Radiant? Why, that's just what I told Bill yesterday. Bill, I said, darling looks radiant, positively radiant. Why not?
I'm sure you look terrible. Absolutely horrible. I never saw you look worse.
That could totally have been a Trey Kennedy video.